Can you read the recap, please, James, and then I'll read the description.
That's no problem. We left the library, we crossed the bridge, we had fought some robots. Blueberry tried to pass off some Steel Ranger codes. It didn't work. We fought the robots, looted them. Sundance got the Thunder Cannon from it. We then proceeded to rest up for the night, where Savins noticed slavers passing over the bridge, woke us up. We planned a way of ambushing them. We did so, killed half of them, turned the other half into better ponies, and then decided that we can't just leave them here because they'll just run away, and so we're taking them to the circle. And I think that's where we got off.
Okay, sorry.
That's no problem.
So just to re-describe for your benefit and for you forgetting to press the button V, because I'm going to keep bringing it up now. You have eventually now managed to get into the burned out hull of the city. You've came up onto a city block. You've walked for a couple so far, but this is the first one that's anything particularly interesting. It's pretty cold. It's still in the middle of the night. It's about 4 in the morning. The rain has stopped, but it's still cloudy. You can't see any stars or any moonlight. In the street, there's just trash getting blown about by the wind, and it's just dirty. There's rubble all over the place. There's street lights knocked over. There's chariots that have been burnt out, and there's half-collapsed buildings. The specific street you're on, to your right, there is what would the equestrian version of McDonald's be?
Big Macs?
Dogs.
Sure. There's a Big Mac restaurant on the street to your right. The building is pretty much mostly rubble, but it's still got an intact roof and enough walls that it's standing. To your left, there's another one-story squat building, but there's nothing to indicate what it is. Down the street in front of you to your right, there's a unicorn mare with her horn lit, and the far side of the street has two high-rise office buildings that are stretching way up. The one on the left is partially collapsed. And while she'd been travelling on the road, the slaver mare, I forgot her name, so I just gave her a new one of Shackles, has been trying to convince Violet that slavery is a good thing. And they've basically been arguing over that.
Okay, so they've been...
Essentially, she's been making the case that slavery is good because it would save ponies who would otherwise starve to death.
Pip,
And Adagio...
This is actually an important question.
Mm-hmm.
Can telepathy share memories?
If they're thinking about it on the surface, sure.
Okay. If they're going to argue that slavery is good, then Sevens will offer to show them what true slavery looks like.
Okay, this will be interesting. Shackles just kind of grunts and shakes her head. Two of the bucks are absolutely terrified of you, but one of them, an Earth Pony Stallion, bright pink coat, steps forward and he nods. Sure. It can't be that bad, can it?
Violet, may we?
By all means.
Okay. So, let's see if the spell works, and if it works, then she's going to show them a memory of what it's like to be under direct control from the goddess.
Holy shit!
Oh dear God.
So they're gonna have a memory of what it's like to literally have no thoughts other than those being inserted directly into your brain. And you have no control of your actions and no ability to fight it.
So kind of like what you're doing right now?
No, but he volunteered for this.
He volunteered.
He was genuinely interested in maybe changing his ways.
Assuming direct control.
Assuming direct control.
That's exactly what he experiences. When the goddess goes, I am assuming direct control.
So, because you got a crit, just because you're assuming direct control, his eyes actually light up fiery orange. You get that little Neo effect. Fuck. Why don't we have the fucking rules that we were discussing last week, Najio? Because they'd be perfect for this situation.
But she plays through the memory of the goddess forcing her to capture other ponies to be mutated. And literally not wanting to do it.
How long did you play for the memories? Are we going to call it? I mean, I guess they do it in the story and it's not instantaneous, but those are memory orbs. You're literally forcing it through his brain.
Let's go with 10 minutes.
We'll call it 10 minutes.
10 minutes at the speed of thought.
Just let him relive all of 10 minutes of that, and then stop and see how he feels.
Let me double check their willpower. Once you let him out of the memory, he kind of staggers back and ends up sitting against this car. He just looks up at you blankly. He has got tears in his eyes. He's too stunned to actually reply, because of how terrible that was.
Violet's gonna look up at Sevens, look at the stallion. Now, do you understand what you've been doing to ponies?
The stallion nods, the other two look at him like they just give him a look of sheer what the fuck.
We miss our other sister's voices. We do not miss hers.
After a moment or two, the stallion speaks up. That was the most horrific thing I've ever experienced. I can't even say I'm sorry, that was terrible.
Color me surprised you still have your meal.
Let's roll endurance and see if he keeps that. No, he keeps his meal down.
We did not want to show him something truly horrific, such as the goddess remolding your body, but we thought it would be appropriate if he felt what it was like to be an absolute slave.
The three stallions look suitably chastised. One of them is still in absolute shock and is still sitting. He physically cannot pull himself up. The other ones are looking at you kind of terrified.
We're sorry if that scares you.
I can't. I need to think. That was intense. At this point, Shackles just snorts. Oh, you're such a pansy.
Says the one who wasn't willing to live another's memory.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I don't want those creepy winged things screwing around inside my head.
Well then, maybe you should learn to have the nuts to actually own up to your decision. maybe she would see what it's like for the people that you're doing this to.
We did not go into his head. We let him into ours. We are confused. And we should try to use I more often.
She goes into an attempt at mocking your voice. Oh yes, this one would be most thankful if that one did so. She turns back to you, Violet. So when do I get to go? Is it when we're back at the circle?
And, Violet will look at her and go, at this point, I'm almost considering having you strip your armor and send you off doing whatever the fuck you want. We'll just take everything you've got and leave you to your own devices.
She shrugs. I've been around the waist long enough. I'll be fine. I mean, it's you that wanted to go and find the cave, not me.
Violet, I think this urge would be referred to as murderous, because we want to kill her.
Oh, well, the thing is that the moment she walks away, she's no longer our problem. She's the Wasteland's problem, and since we solve Wasteland problems, well, we'll solve it. Choose your words and your actions very, very carefully. Because I'm pretty certain every single one of us here, including myself, could end you with a glance.
Holy fuck. That really just happened? Okay. Sorry, that wasn't her rolling something, that was something else. She just kind of shrugs. I mean, if you take me all the way back to the circle, I'm just gonna leave. You may as well just let me go now. I don't feel sorry.
Well then, neither do I.
She just turns and hawks off. Oh, never mind, you're attacking
No,
her.
she doesn't.
Oh, that's fine, I'm putting her back.
She is lifted off the ground to Violet's maximum height for telekinesis, which, if I remember correctly, is 10 feet times potency?
Yes, off the top of my head. We'll call it, and if it's wrong, then we'll fix it later.
Hang on. Also, there's a storm starting outside, so if I disconnect, my power went.
That's a problem.
Okay.
Range is 5 times potency divided by half.
No. The range you can actually use, you can actually manipulate things.
Yes.
Seriously?
Telekinesis is a range of 5 times potency divided by half. However, a magic skill roll is required to use objects outside of this range or line of sight. A magic roll will allow you to increase the range by 5 times the degrees of success for determining how far you can throw it. So at present, you get an extra 10, 11. No, you get an extra 10. You get an extra 10 feet plus your potency times 5 divided by half.
So 10 plus my potency times 5 divided by 2?
Well, you won by 5 degrees, 5 times 25, excuse me, 5 times 5. You won by 5 degrees, so 5 times 5, 25, plus 5 times your potency divided by 2.
She gets to make an opposed strength check anyway.
Yeah. What is your potency?
Potency of 4.
So you can, well, if you beat her strength check, you can fling her up to 35 yards into the air. Yards, not feet.
105 feet.
You got 6 degrees. Hold on, I actually don't know how I did master this one. What is it for an opposed telekinetic roll again? It has the greater degree of success, right?
To pick up a target is... Hold on. The caster's effective strength for using telekinetic weapons or telekinetic pushes is potency +1.
And
She gains +1 opposed rolls for each rank of mighty spell and each rank of advanced spell.
So there's no way I can actually pick her up. Never mind.
You can win on a 1.
You can always try again as well.
That's also true.
Well, I mean, she shouldn't have even had an opportunity to resist in the first place. She didn't know this was going to happen. She turned to start walking away.
I'll tell you what, I'll put it at a -3.
Which, if telekinesis
She has a
is
5,
used,
so she has a 3 degrees of success.
hang on. If telekinesis is used against an unaware target, they receive up to a -3 penalty. They
Yeah,
also,
so -3.
they also may receive up to a -3 penalty, maximum 3, and cannot reduce the target's strength or agility below 1, based on the caster's magic roll degrees of success.
She crit failed because I went and redid it because we didn't know the rules. So yeah, you pick her up.
Yeah, so you literally get maximum advantage.
And I toss her 35 yards straight into the air.
There is a terrified scream. Let's find the mass for fall damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna let gravity do the work because she is now falling. If it's 35 yards straight up, 125 feet straight back down. Or wait,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I find that
135 feet.
She's probably hitting the ground at terminal velocity right now, isn't she?
Nope.
Well, considering that you just get she crit failed, I'm gonna give you bonus damage on that. I just need to find fall damage.
Hit modifiers, location.
Which I'm struggling to do.
I thought it was 10 plus 1d10 for every 10 feet of fall.
And how many feet of fall is she going?
135. So 130 plus 13d10 worth of damage.
So you hear an absolute terrified shriek as the Earth Pony Mare is thrown into the air. And a couple of seconds later, you hear her screaming as she comes back down, and she thuds with the meatiest smack you can hear right off the bonnet of the car. She is more chunky than she is formed. All her bones basically cracked on impact.
To answer your question, it's actually half that.
That still would have killed her.
I'm just letting you know that for future reference, it's
Wait, they changed the falling damage rules to 5 plus 1d10 for every 10 feet?
Yeah, you receive 5 plus 1d10 damage for every 10 feet of fall to a maximum limit of 100 feet. After 100 feet, you make an endurance check or die.
Oh.
The endurance check is modified by a -1 penalty for every 20 feet beyond 100 you fall. Should you pass the endurance check, you still receive the damage anyway. It's just you can get back up.
Well, for all intents and purposes, she is now cracked bones and ooze on the hood of the car. And it's at this point you all hear the report of a rifle, and the unicorn mare ducks behind the car and lets out a yelp as there's a spark comes off of that.
Well, looks like we need to make some new friends.
Because you disarmed all the slavers, they're all currently cowering behind the car in fear of you and the fact that a rifle just went off and shot someone.
That's okay. They don't have to fight.
Sevens is going to look at Violet. I thought you were a pacifist.
I draw the line at slavers.
That is fair and appreciative. I wish they would have told us where they sell their slaves, then we could go see about finding Solid Slug, but let's deal with Rifle, yes?
Yes, and don't worry. If they survive this, they'll tell us. Violet turns to look at them. Won't they?
They go to nod, and then they let out a yelp as a second rifle report sounds. This time, whoever the shooter is has managed to hit his target because the mare stumbles down behind the car and lets out a pain groan, and her horn goes off. Let me roll the damage. As a note, if anybody wants to try and figure out what it is, you can make a perception check at you're -2 already for the fact that it's night, so it's an additional minus because you don't know where the shooter is, so -3.
You're joking, right?
A -3 would put my perception at 1.
Wow!
Oh my fucking god!
Wow! Fuck off, Wilson.
Nope, I can't see shit.
Sniper, you say? Ghillie suit, you say? I think not.
Okay, so
Oh,
Wait,
for
wait,
fuck
wait, wait.
me.
It's the ghillie suit that gave it away.
We're in an urban location.
So what is going to happen is she takes 55 damage. She's got 10 DT, so she takes 45 damage. Okay, I can note that. So Violet, I'm assuming you're running over to the mare, or at least running into cover.
I'm running over to the mare.
Thought so. So you're not even paying attention so much as to where the shooter's coming from, more the fact you just want to assist this bear who's just been shot. Grease, you can't tell a damn thing. You know it's on the left side of the street, and that is it. I'll get to you in Glacier in a second. Sundance, you're too preoccupied by the fact that there's now just bloody gibbons on the hood of the car. You found that just awesome. That was some really cool shit. You haven't even really realised that somebody's just been shot. And Glacier and Fee, you see the muzzle flash, and you can now, when you look up, you can see that there's just a ghoul sitting up there with a hunting rifle, and he's now taking aim again at the everypony mare, or unicorn mare. As well as that, because you both nat 1'd, you can see there's 3 more ponies inside this building to your right, and you see the 2 ghouls at the blown out corner of the office building.
Sevens is going to throw a shield, and Blueberry, do what you want to do, and everybody else do.
I'm going to
refresh the page.
Or fuck.
Or not.
That's double strain loss. Ouch.
So, as a note, he is about, from the ground level, he's about 10 levels up. He's basically just parked himself on a window, put himself on a desk, and is just seemingly shooting indiscriminately.
Okay, what are the range increments again?
15, 50, 150, 500.
Damn.
And if you have extreme, 2,000.
Violet's moving up behind the car.
Okay.
Push the page again. I think I lost the map or something because I only see like a small square.
Refresh. We were having this problem a lot last
There we
week.
Where's the range of my guns?
Seven's attempt to cast the shield doesn't work. Her horn fizzles and sparks, and she says curses the goddess for interfering with her concentration.
Range is medium.
Yeah, you get an action as well, and then we're gonna go to.
What would the penalties be for shooting at them from here?
What's your distance?
My service rifles have a range of medium.
You do not have a. Well, what's your range to the target?
I don't know. I don't know what the ranges are.
Hold on. Now my tool isn't working. One sec, we'll refresh.
Yeah, I think the problem is actually with the distance finder tool.
Okay, the distance finder tool, you literally just select if you want to snap to center corner or no.
129 feet is. That's short range, however, he's 10 stories up, so that is another 10 feet, 139. No, he's still in short range, so you actually don't have any malices.
So is it these guys or?
No. Why is that
These
giving me the
guys.
wrong token? Sorry.
Or is it these two over here?
Sorry. Threw them the wrong token for some reason. Where'd it go?
Why is the...
Yeah,
oh,
you're,
yeah.
you're at medium range laser.
This one up here, where I'm pinging.
Do what, Tom?
I saw the roach and then I remembered you tamed a rad roach.
Surprisingly, you're not at any malices. This is technically short range where the game rules.
Oh, no. Short range is from, what, 15 feet, or 18 feet to 50 feet. From 50 feet to, I think it was 150, you said, V?
Oh, does it go the other way around?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize. Yeah, so you're at medium range.
Medium range still.
You're minus 10.
Well, my weapons are medium range weapons.
Then you're at no malice.
Medium range weapon, you're at minus 10.
Really?
Short range, what short and point blank means is that you actually start taking negatives beyond short. Not only do you take negatives beyond short range, but you can't.
I'm just not understanding why a medium weapon gets penalties at medium range.
What medium range means is that you're allowed to take shots at long range. What long range says is you're allowed to take shots at extreme range. Short and point blank weapons can't even take shots at long range, and point blank you can't take shots at medium.
Okay, I understood that a bit backwards, but thank you for clearing it up.
Anyway, you're only at minus 10, so I imagine you're probably going to nail this.
Tom and James, you can move, but you cannot act against him because you don't know where he is.
You
both
said
hit.
it's on the left side of the fire's coming from the left side of the road.
Yeah, that's all you can figure. You have no idea where.
Okay, so I took a shot.
And you hit. $37 damage.
I can't even move my. Let's see if I can't move my figure, but I also have to leave in about 5 minutes for Jenny. Maybe 10. But I was going to move to the left to get right up next to the building. So if the sniper wants to shoot at me, he's got to really expose himself. And also, if I can get in the building that he's in, I can at least possibly knock on their door.
You don't have a clue what building he's in, you just know it's left side of the street.
Well, I can't move my counter.
Yeah, I
to the left
understand. Well, you hit him, but you definitely did not kill him. Everybody roll initiative at this point. Adagio, just as a note, the unicorn mare is filthy. She is caked in blood, filth, and mud, and just generally smells nasty.
Okay, does she look like a raider?
She doesn't look like a raider, she just looks poor as shit.
Okay.
She's a wastelander.
She still heals 27 points of damage.
Yeah, I didn't doubt that she healed, I'm just giving you a further description of her.
Okay, I can't even click on my figure and get my initiative 15, and I have to leave figures.
Okay, awesome. Violet, she's going into shock as she's absolutely terrified of what's just happened, and she's basically hiding in a ball away from you. Meanwhile,
Violet drags her over to the car and tells her to hunker down behind it.
she mostly just whimpers and kind of keeps curling up into a ball, trying to hide. Okay, our good old friend here has how much AP? He's going to take a cold shot at you, Glacier.
Okay.
He's aiming for your chest, so that is -10. Although he's got a scope, so he has a +10, so that balances out.
And also a -10 from distance.
He's got a scope on his weapon, it cancels the effect.
Okay, so there's a -10 from distance, there's a -10 for a cold shot.
Yeah, -10 from distance is negated by the fact he has a scope, no?
I believe so. But
So it's 1 -10, yeah. He misses. He cycles another round, and he takes a second shot at you.
Okay.
This one hits you square in the chest.
Okay.
That's going to leave a mark.
Considering it's a cold shot, yeah, your torso's going to hurt. Take 58 damage. So that ends his turn, so for the rest of you, you just see another flash up in this building. James, you can make another perception roll to see where he is, as can you, Violet. And a round comes and hits you square in the chest with the full force. 7's your turn.
Actually, Pip...
How much damage to the chest is that?
58.
So it's not divided by 2 because it's a call shot?
It's a cold shot, so it goes straight to you. So whatever your DT, you can take your DT off it, and then that will go straight into your chest.
Is it still a -3 to perception?
-2 now, because you've seen somebody shooting at him. Not unless somebody specifically calls out, hey, he's up there. Violet, you can see him.
Nope, I still can't see him.
10th floor, second building, left side of the street.
Fee, there?
Yeah, I'm here. We already got to... I thought...
It's actually Tom's turn.
Oh.
Tom,
Why is it not coming up? What did you get? You got 15. Sorry, Tom, it's your turn.
Violet called out the point.
Yeah. Also, Violet, because you got in that one, you can see the ponies across the street as well, who are hunkering down in the building.
Just to clarify, he shot...
Yup, he shot Blueberry square in the chest. Tom?
Sorry, I turned my mic off while I was doing something. Grease is just going to move up along the building, and he's going to be, if these are windows by him, right there, he's going to be looking in, trying to spot if there's anybody in there.
Yeah, there's 3 ponies in there. 2 of them are armed, and they're just hiding behind the desks. It's a coffee shop. You know, Starbucks type deal.
Do I see a stairwell going up, or do I have to go hunting around for the damn fire escape?
There is a fire escape if you go inside.
Okay, there's an inside stairwell.
Yeah.
So just...
That's not so much a... Sorry, Fee?
I'm going to let the 3 inside see me, and then wait to see what they... and then jerk back, because I'm afraid they're going to shoot at me. And I'm going to use as much of my AP as I can for dodge. Which is what, 18, I think, for Grease. Agility, right?
3 times your agility, yes.
Oh, Is that all
21. So 20 points into dodging.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to do anything else?
Well, until I can verify that they're a valid target, I'm not going to shoot at them.
I mean, they're just sitting there cowering in the Starbucks behind the tables. They don't exactly look like the raider type. They all just look really shaggy. You know, they're dirty.
Yeah, I'm going to leave them alone.
They're dirty, they're emaciated.
I'm still gonna I'm still gonna wait and see if the sniper will lean out to shoot at me.
So are you holding an action, or are you ending your turn?
Yeah, I will be waiting to see if I get shot. I'll probably unfortunately get shot. Then
what action are you holding?
I'm holding a dodge for 20 points into dodge. And enough action to, I guess, do a snapshot. But I have no idea if I'll have the range with the submachine gun.
Yeah, easily. One of them's at point blank.
Well, I don't know if those three are going to shoot at me.
As far as the other pony out there, no, you don't actually have the range to hit him with an SMG.
Yeah, it's the third one, the sniper, is the one I'm worried about. Because those three may be just sitting in there. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
You can spray the sniper wildly with suppressive fire that has basically no chance to hit it. But it will annoy them.
Don't have really line of sight to him either, because I don't know where he is.
It's already been called out. Violet told you where he was.
Well, I'll roll a perception roll again then.
You don't have to. Violet has told you where he is.
Pip, I guess it's because I have had people pointing targets out to me, and at times you just can't see the target.
If you want to give yourself the handicap, go ahead.
Yeah, because Grease has a minus to his perception because of that.
That's fine. Go ahead.
I'm trying to be a little bit honest. Damn it. Give me my perception.
No, you know he's in the building across the street.
Then I'm going to switch to my pistol, and then I will use that to kind of spray at the upper floor.
It's not an automatic weapon, you can't. The submachine gun has a rate of fire. You can use it for suppressive fire. A non-rate of fire weapon cannot suppress.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It makes any hit shots he takes, I think it's -10, something like that. And if he tries to move, you get an attack on him.
I will fire one burst in suppression fire.
It has
Still
to be a
doing
full
what I
level.
can to just make the skill roll. Oh yeah, I could always jam. Any bonuses or just submit it through?
Suppressive fire is taken as a full auto attack, can be used to pin down opponents. Ammo is expended as normal, however, you don't actually make any attack rolls. Anytime that they attempt to leave full cover, for every 15 AP you spend on this full auto suppression action, you get a free attack. Anytime they attempt to shoot, you get a free attack. The attack is considered a rate of fire 1, but also has the automatic weapon penalties. They take a -10 on all skills, regardless of offensive or not, for anything they take while under suppressive fire.
So 8 rounds, I think it is, I burn.
So you burn 8 rounds, and you start spraying the window. He takes a -10 to every skill he wants to attempt while he's under your suppressive fire barrage, and if he attempts to shoot back or move through an area you can see, you get a free attack roll at rate of fire 1.
Alright, well somebody can take my rate of fire, my suppressive fire when it comes up. I will be back as quick as I can.
Okay.
Can you type out in chat what your firearms is, as well as the damage for the weapon you're using?
Tom? And he's gone. 1 second. His damage is 12 and he gets a 1d10 on it. And his firearms is 69.
Okay.
And he gets his suppressive fire, it's successful.
There is actually no roll for suppressive fire until enemy takes it.
I have to roll to maintain it, but that's fine. Okay. Unit, it's your turn.
Unit will Wow, that sound effect's actually really loud. Unit will look at Blueberry and ask Blueberry if he thinks he can hit the sniper.
Yeah. Might need to get closer to get more accurate, but I can hit.
She literally is going to ask you point at how close you want to get. Like she's going to go, tell us where you want to shoot from. Does he literally point at the corner of the building?
Yes.
Okay. She will take a... Do I have flight rank 1 or 2? Pretty sure it's 1. Yeah, it's flight rank 1. Okay, she will fly. I'm going to spend 15 AP on a single fly action to get to the corner. It's actually right at the edge of my fly action. To get just past the corner of the building.
You must have had a good nap.
In the open where she can be seen. Somebody's listening to some... God damn it, Tom. I muted him. I didn't server mute him, I muted him on my end. She flies to there, and then she's going to cast Shield around the corner. And basically provide a temporary bunker to fight from. Hey, look, arcane magic didn't fuck me this time. Okay, am I really that potent now? Yes, I am. Okay, so potency that. So that's 7 squares. Or 7 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So she throws up a shield, and I have to maintain the shield, so I can't cast anything else. 96 left. That is all of her actions for now. I'm not going to use the rest of her AP because I really can't.
I need to restart Discord real quick. I'll be right back.
No problem. James, your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna spend 30 AP to move up next to Violet here. Okay.
Oh wait, did you fly me over there, or?
I could have, yes. Do you just like hop on her back and say?
Yeah, I guess.
That is the most awkward horsey ride I've ever seen. When two large-sized ponies, one on top of the other one. But okay, she flies you right up there.
Hi-ho Unity.
That will be what the rest of her AP was for. Was hi-ho Unity.
Okay, at 96 fate, I have a ranged long weapon.
Shield potency.
Then I don't. Yeah, it's -10, I think, so.
DT. Yeah, if you're at medium range, it's -10. Or, yeah. You have a long range weapon, it's -10 still, yeah. Shield DT is
Then I'm gonna put 10
24.
points to aim to negate it.
Shield HP is 50 plus 7 times 10, 120.
Well, you hit him.
That's -2 DT to him.
He is still alive.
Firing again.
Is this the Wazzer rifle?
Yep.
So for everybody else's benefit, you see a green beam strike out from the car and go right up into the building. You hear a grunt of pain as his body gets scissored.
Right, that's 30, that's 60. I got 20 points left. I'll put that into dodge and end my turn.
Dude's not looking so good. Violet, it's your turn.
Violet is going to spend her turn trying to heal the mare. She heals another 32 points of health.
She's fully healed in the sense of her hit points.
Alright, and B, what's the rule on attempting to cast a new spell that you don't officially know, but you understand the spell school that's open to you to learn?
Open to you to learn, but you've had 0 training?
0 training.
Negative 60. And then it drops by, the penalty drops by 10 for each day of training you've had towards the spell. You may spend additional AP to attempt to concentrate on spells as normal, so you can spend up to your intelligence and AP, intelligence times 3 and AP to force concentration, as per the aiming rule.
Alright, I'm going to spend an extra 15 AP to negate 15 points of that penalty, dropping it to a negative 45 to attempt to cast Shield.
That's going to be a no.
Nope, that's going to be a no, but she's, trying. And at that point, she's going to drop back behind the car.
Liberty, your turn. Dude is not looking good at all.
I'm gonna shoot it.
You can see from here that he's got some really old, really ragged era combat armor. He's in woodland camouflage.
In a city.
Yup.
Actually, before I shoot, I'm gonna shout at him and ask him why he's shooting.
You get a response of "fuck off, damn stripes." You'll never take me alive.
I shout back, "Do I look like a zebra to you? I'm solid blue."
Roll me a negotiation at a -50.
Oh, that's gonna be a fail.
It's a go. He's just a teeny weeny bit crazy.
It's a triggered PTSD.
Oh, hi, too.
Holy shit!
Wow. Wow.
That is a critical success.
I genuinely expected you to fail.
I expect you to fail.
Well, you managed to snap him out of his PTS and just PTSD-induced trauma. Wow, I don't... Okay.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of a crit.
So, sorry, I had to regain my bearings there. The ghoul stops for a minute and looks down at you. Lets out a grunt and says, "Tripper, what are you doing out in the middle of the street? Take cover, the stripes are coming."
Most of the stripes have been dead for years.
What are you talking about?
Do I hear this?
You shout. Both of them are shouting across the street at each other. Yes.
Sevens will look very confused and flap her wings a couple times.
Blueberry thinks for a moment, looks to Sevens, and says, "And even if they were coming, do you really think they would stand a chance against that?" And nods his head towards Sevens.
On the money. Wait,
That's a pass.
no, it's nighttime. He has a -2 as well. What? It's just a really big unicorn. What is it? One of them? Is it one of them Royal Guard? Why are you standing out in the street, enemy trooper?
Sevens will look very indignant, stomp up, and spread her wings fully. Do I look like a unicorn?
Bah, you're probably just one of them weird cyber freaks. Get out of the street anyway before they come back.
She looks very confused at Blueberry.
Clearly he's been out for a long time. And then Blueberry will just... Was that the only one firing at us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he'll turn around and call back, "Okay, we're good." And then look back at the ghoul and say, "Don't shoot any of these people, they're my friends."
What, you've got reinforcements? That's absolutely grand, trooper. Come on up. After a moment, you hear a loud crash. Come on, Roll20, slip me up in my ass. You hear a loud crash as he basically kicks down like a drawbridge of debris, and you hear a pained whine as it ends up crushing a ghoul, and you just see the blood and the ichor coming out from underneath. Come on, quickly, quickly.
Blueberry goes to go up the ramp, looks at this ghoul.
So he is. Sorry, there should only be one. Apologies.
Okay.
The other one is crushed and is basically just squished.
He just squish another ghoul.
I mean, it looked like a feral ghoul as best you can tell. Unless you do a very thorough medical examination, you're probably not going to be able to tell. So, Glacier, as you come up, you see he's normal building height of a Earth Pony from the war era. He is a bright, well, was bright yellow. He's now mostly kind of decascated flesh. His mane and tail are all but gone, but somehow he's managed to keep a very spruce moustache.
These women.
He gives you a salute. What's your name, Tripper?
Blueberry Bulwark.
What are you doing out in the street when the damn stripes are coming? I don't know, you can see that there's just ammo can upon ammo can upon ammo can and MREs scattered all around this office. He's even got sandbags up on the far end to go and look out the other window.
I
You can
highly
tell
doubt that
he's-
these zebras are coming.
Ah, what are you talking about? We're in the middle of a war with them. As a note, he's
We
wearing
aren't anymore.
on his shoulders. You can see the markings of a sergeant.
No, Sergeant, we're not anymore.
Bah, son, have you hit your head too hard?
Points out to the ruins.
Yes, we're in the middle of a siege. Of course there's ruins. They've been shelling this city to damn stripes.
No, they shelled it centuries ago.
He looks at you concerned now. I think you might want to go and find the medic, son. I think you've taken a few too many hits. He looks at your chest
Checking
wound.
my inventory.
He looks at your chest wound, and you should definitely get that cleared up too. Well, if you look through your inventory,
I'm looking at a butcher's cleaver at 120%. Would that be rather shiny? Give a reflection.
yeah, I'd give a decent reflection.
I pull out the butcher's cleaver.
And you show him his reflection, I assume?
Yes.
He looks himself over in the mirror. He looks kind of shocked for a minute, and then he kind of strokes his moustache. Ah, those damn stripes didn't get to burn off my moustache at least.
Blueberry nods and says, "The war has been over for 200 years now, I think."
Son,
All
what you're
that's
saying
left
don't
is-
make a lick of sense.
I have a medical pony with me that will be able to explain how, look, you're like that. And probably be able to explain a little bit better than I am.
Ah, so you have got a medic with your reinforcements. This is grand. I do believe my pet's mascot has been taking a couple of shrapnel wounds. He points over to the far end of the office building, and you just see the skeletal remains of a dog. She'll get him back in shipshape, I assume.
I don't know about that, but let me go get her.
Be quick! I expect there'll be another wave of them soon.
Meanwhile, I've cast Clean on the unicorn mare, and I am checking her for further injuries, as well as offering her simple food and water.
Roll me medicine real quick. Just as a, what you call it, a diagnosis.
Sevens will approach and ask if every pony is okay.
I'm working on it, Sevens. So far, I'm uninjured. I don't believe Sundance took a hit. But she was looking a little bit worse for the wear.
So the male looks up at you, and she's still cowering in fear of you. When you do a quick diagnosis over, you can see that she is emaciated. She's probably dehydrated. And you can't be certain if it's from the stress of being shot at, but she's sweating profusely, as in far too much for the situation to warrant. She is likely ill.
Ill, in shock. Yeah, that's actually fairly normal for being shot at. Violet will... Hold on, let me check what I'm currently wearing. Violet will open up her bedroll and wrap the unicorn mare in it to help warm her back up and look at Sundance. I get the feeling I'm about to have a conversation that I don't want to deal with, so make sure she drinks this slowly. And she pulls out a can of She pulls out a packet of Dandy Buck apples and looks at him and just make sure that she eats and drinks as slowly as possible.
Yes, I can do that. So I can. You just apparently he needs your attention for something.
At this point, James, a filthy, wrapped up unicorn basically wraps herself as tight as she can around your leg, and she hugs it tight. She is shivering.
She's not actually filthy.
Did you cast clean?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
Everything's okay, my dear. Everything's okay. You're gonna be fine.
She's whimpering. I don't want to die.
Sevens will stand over.
You won't, my dear. You won't. We're dealing with this situation at hand. Okay? You'll be fine.
Sorry, Fee, you were going to say something?
Sevens will walk over and stand over them and spread her wings kind of like a shield.
This only causes her to whimper more and actually shrink into Sundance.
Sevens looks very distraught and retracts her wings.
Little Pep, you're gonna hit me here.
Dips down.
Pep,
Yes?
you're gonna hit me.
Why?
Come here, my dear. What's your name?
Ah, you're a cunt.
It's what you do to distract a person from a
I know,
situation.
it's completely the reason why I just hate coming out with names. It's Roseluck.
Ah, Roseluck. Tell me, how did you end up in this situation?
I was just out scavenging looking for food and some crazy pony started shooting at us.
Ah, right. Well, we're gonna be dealing with that pony right now, so you're gonna be safe. Just stay where you are. Eat them slowly, and I also hand her a bottle of water as well. Now, drink this as slowly as well. We don't want you getting completely overworked, okay?
She looks at you gobsmacked. You're giving me food?
Yes.
She now actually looks a little distrustful of you. What'd you do to it?
Nothing.
Why would you just give food away for free?
Because we're helping
good
ponies.
people.
It's what we do.
Most ponies in the wasteland don't do that.
We're trying to change ponies' minds.
Violet looks over her shoulder at the unicorn. We're not most ponies if you hadn't noticed.
She's still shrinking away from you, Fee, because she's absolutely terrified of the alicorn. But she quietly accepts this for a moment and just starts to slowly munch away.
I also hand her the bottle of pure water as well.
Hey, Fee?
Yes.
What were you watching at the moment? What were you looking as you stand over her?
Down at her and up at where the slavers took cover, and then
Okay.
looking very distraught and kind of shrinks down to a much smaller. She kneels down and lays down on her stomach, and then like shrinks down so she's actually looks a lot smaller than she really is. And she looks hurt and dejected.
She's still terrified of you, but she's not being as harsh about it. She's just staying close to Sundance.
What was the name again? Sorry,
Roseluck.
Rose Luck.
Roseluck.
Rose Luck, my dear. This is Sevens. She's with us. You don't need to be afraid of her, Evany.
She's one of those alicorns that would abduct ponies and take them away to join their weird unity.
She's reformed. So she is. She's no longer with them.
No, I
She-
know
she's a
they
good
don't do
pony.
that anymore, but they're still terrifying.
Sevens here is a good pony. She doesn't do that anymore. She's here to help you.
She's looking at you suspiciously, Sevens.
And she didn't look suspicious at the person dressed in, wasteland surgeon outfit that was practically glowing with fire. Cool.
Yeah, there's a difference between somebody that just looks like a really weird unicorn and one of the most terrifying creatures in the wasteland that's only in the last 2 years become less evil. She's still weirded out by you. She's just less terrified of you because you healed her. Anyway, jumping back to you, Glacier.
Blueberry's just gonna walk up to Violet and say, "There is a senile ghoul up there that you need to explain some things to."
Oh, lucky me.
I'll be back 1 minute, okay? Bio break.
Also, he may be expecting you to try and bring back a dead dog. So good luck with that.
So, as you come up Adagio, you find the senile ghoul. Bright yellow coat, well, the parts of it that aren't, burnt away. His cutie mark is covered by his armour. He's lost his mane and tail, but he's still got that fantastic spruce moustache.
Alright, do I know that he's a sergeant?
You are a medic, so you can roll academics and lower at minus 15. Blueberry gets it instantly because he was in the Steel Rangers. No, you just know that he is former military.
Does he have a name badge on his uniform? On his armor?
Yes he does. On his top left breast pocket he has, SGT. God damn it, I hate coming up with names. SGT had it tops.
Alright. And given that I've been working alongside caravans that have had to deal with military, would I understand that SGT means sergeant?
You can make a flat academics and low roll. Yes.
Hello, one.
In fact, it takes you a moment, but then you realise what the chevrons actually mean.
Sergeant Caratops, state the nature of your emergency.
He pops off a quick salute to you. Ah, Ministry of Peace, I could use you. Those damn stripes seem to set off some sort of thermal weapon. I've lost most of my skin. Although, oddly, it doesn't seem to hurt that much. As a note, his legs are actually, Sorry, go ahead.
Sergeant, stand down. I've got some information to relay to you. And also, she takes a cursory glance over at the dog, the skeleton in the corner.
Yep.
And it looks like your dog's been dead for 2 centuries.
Whoa, that's crazy talk. I was playing with him the other day.
She floats the bones over and kind of tries to make them stand for a moment, and then, yeah, they just kind of crumble back down.
He's just needing a little bit of love. I'm sure you can deal with that. That's what you military peace ponies do, isn't it?
Sergeant, I lack the medical capability to heal the dead. And at the moment, that dog is so dead that it has joined the choir invisible. At the moment, I need to deal with you and your post-war psychosis, because you've been fighting a war inside your mind for 200 years since the mega spells blew up.
Mega spells? Bah, it never happens. You're crazy. It's just the artillery. I think you've got that wartime stress disorder.
Sergeant, I'm
Yes,
over
ma'am.
here to deal with you and help you get beyond what you're dealing with. Welcome to the wasteland. The sisters are no more. The world has been blasted to shit. And your purpose to fight this war is over. Do you understand me?
Make negotiation roll at -50. He's straight, so apply any bonuses that you would get from that.
I'm back.
Roll 20, don't fail me now. Fuck you, roll 20.
He just shakes his head. No, that's crazy talk. He actually looks at you a little suspiciously. You're not trying to spread sedition and panic amongst the ranks, are you?
Blueberry's just gonna pipe up, what ranks?
He looks at you like you're an idiot. Trooper, the ranks of the army, of course. The one we both gloriously serve. Now why are you looking at me? You should be watching the street on your post.
Blueberry's just going to look at him and say, okay, point out this army you're speaking of. I was with the Steel Rangers.
He looks stunned for a moment, looks you up and down. He gives you another suspicious look. Where's your power armor then, Ranger?
At the base, where I left it.
Ah, I see. They wanted you to come in more... I forgot the word, sorry. I genuinely haven't forgot the word.
Incognito?
Yes, thank you. So they wanted you to come in more incognito, I understand.
Sergeant?
Yes, ma'am.
Stand down. Give me 15 minutes.
Yes, ma'am. He wanders off and sits down with his skeletal bones and just starts petting the skull. She'll fix you up, boy. Lights up a cigarette. He offers one to you as well, Blueberry.
No, thank you.
You're lost.
Violet will storm into the coffee shop, look at the three in there. Give me a moment. We're dealing
Do you
with
kick
this.
down the door?
No, she just opens the door and walks through.
Do you slam it in any way, or do you just simply walk?
She just walks in, but
Okay.
it's very clear that she is in no mood to converse, and she's very quickly... I'm dealing with an unpleasant ghoul at the moment. Bear with me for about 15 minutes so that I can get you a medical checkup and see if any of you need food or water and potentially assistance finding a place to make your life start. Also,
You have two very rusty, broken up varmint rifles pointing at you in extremely shaky hooves. They're fucking terrified right now. They all look dirty, they all look emaciated, and you're pretty sure the pink one is high as fuck on drugs because her pupils are extremely dilated.
Violet continues to walk in and says, Just please bear with me for 15 minutes. I will be more than happy to give you any of the medical attention that you require, and food, water, and potentially a place to start your lives over in the better part of 15 minutes. I am dealing with a ghoul that currently thinks that the war is still on. By the way, are there any magazines from about the time the war ended still surviving in here?
Roll
Specifically,
luck.
like newspapers?
Yeah, I understand. Roll luck. Awesome. So, not only do you find something you're looking for, which we'll get to in just a second, you also managed to find a coffee pot full of coffee, and you also managed to find some donuts. I will need to go and find the equivalent of what it would be in game, so I'll get to that in a moment. As well as that, you find a Ministry of Morale poster that just has the eyes only. The rest of it's been ripped off and it's just staring at you, and it gives you a kind of creepy feeling, actually. You feel a shiver run down your spine as you just have those eyes staring at you. However, on one of the tables, abandoned for 200 years, is a newspaper. It's dated about a week before the war ended, and it states that the stripes are on the run, basically, is the headline.
Good. I'll pick it up, roll it up as best I can to avoid damaging it. And I will return to the ghoul with that. And I'm going to leave the donuts and coffee for the people in the shop. We'll call that about 5 minutes worth of time.
That's fine.
Did anybody over helping out with the mayor have anything to do?
I was going to jump at them just now. Sevens and James, are you doing anything, or are you just talking to the mayor?
Sometimes it's just gonna reassure that she's perfectly safe, nothing's gonna happen to her, and that we're here to help her.
The Sevens is going to dejectedly walk away and go check on the slavers and make sure they're still there with her rat roach.
Two of them are just still staring in awe at the fact that you killed, the most terrifying male they know in their lives. The one who you mind-fucked just looks at you, and you can see in his eyes he feels so damn sorry for you. He actually feels terrible.
She reaches over and pets the one who's staring at him with a 1,000-yard stare.
I'm so sorry.
It is over now. Come on.
I'm still so sorry. I didn't know what we were doing. James, make a perception roll at -3. You get it as well, unit, -3.
I'm not going to browse those.
Sometimes you don't see shit. Okay, neither of you see shit. Blueberry, are you keeping watch like the ghoul asked you to do so? Or at least placating them by pretending? Glacier?
Glacier.
Sevens is going to look at them and go, "We're sorry for your mayor friend. We didn't think that Violet would actually turn violent."
The three of them kind of look at each other and then look back at you, kind of rubbing the back of their heads, and also the back of their necks. A different one pipes up this time, he's Forest Green. No, honestly, Shackles was kind of a bitch, and she terrified us.
Come on, we should move
Go.
so that we are together with Sundance and the other and the. What was her name?
Roseluck.
And the one we saved, I think she called herself Roseluck.
At this point, you feel your little antenna, your radroach's antenna, going against your leg. It's the happiest little radroach now that you're back.
She will pet it and give it a snack cake.
The free slavers look at you like you're fucking crazy, but they move over as instructed. Sorry, Dad, you were going to say something, yeah?
Yeah, out of curiosity, how long have they been slavers?
Do you want to know out of character, or do you want to know in character?
This would be mostly for out of character for GM's reference.
Yep.
Specifically for background on Violet.
Yep.
So, if they've been slavers for at least a decade?
No, they have not.
Oh, okay. Then never mind.
Hell, two of them look like they're maybe not even out of their teens. They were the ones who surrendered. They were the meekest ones. They're obviously the youngest and probably the newest to it. What was you wanting me to reference anyway, just for future knowledge? Because Shackles was one for a long time.
Shackles might have recognized Violet.
I'm assuming it's backstory that I haven't been given privy to yet?
No, not yet. I just figured deepen the story for Violet a little bit more.
Okay. If you want to DM it directly to me, then I will work off of it. I'm able to come back to it later.
Alright, I'll get it to you after session.
Okay, that's a problem.
So, Violet walks up to the sergeant.
Sergeant,
can you...
He steps back up, puts a cigarette out, and snaps you a very crisp salute.
Violet will return in kind. Stand down. Can you tell me what day it is?
Today? Oh, God, I don't know. It must be a Wednesday. Ah.
You've been assigned here for a post. You know what day it is. Can you tell me exactly what day this is?
It doesn't ever specify in the story, so I'm just gonna, I know it won't be accurate, but just for purposes, he gives you a date, Tuesday the 11th of whatever their equivalent of December is, as well as it being about 10 years, 8 years before that newspaper article. Because there's no actual date given, at least I've never found one, I'm just going to have to work with that, I'm afraid.
That's fair. She looks at him, opens up the newspaper. Seems to me that your particular memory is wrong. And she holds out the printed newspaper that is very clearly practically ancient at this point. And
he scrutinizes it. Give me one moment. He scrutinizes it thoroughly, and he gives a few crisp nods. He smiles a little when he sees it says zebras on the run or stripes on the run. And then he checks it over, and he's fairly happy that's the genuine, real deal Ministry of Image approved. I know they obviously did in the backgrounds, but he, he's genuinely he considers this to be the real deal. And then he looks at the date. Huh. And that don't make no sense.
no, it makes plenty of sense. Sergeant, you are suffering a variant of wartime stress disorder. You've locked yourself into this memory of what you believe to be the case. unfortunately, when the war ended, and it was actually a scant few months after the end of this particular paper, you died.
How can I be dead if I'm standing here talking to you? That don't make no sense.
Actually, it does. You're familiar with necromancy, right?
He gives you a wary look. It's that dark magic we're not supposed to really be touching, but I've heard of it, yes.
The zebras made use of necromancy in their mega spells that they fired on Equestria. You are a walking example of what we in the modern day call a ghoul. Somebody who should have died centuries ago, but thanks to the ambient magical radiation and necromantic energies they were exposed to, are now effectively immortal. You've gone basically insane. You can be reintegrated into society, provided you take the time to understand that the world what you once knew is gone, and you use your talents for the betterment of places that could use your assistance. Do you understand me?
Roll a negotiation at a plus 25, plus your bonuses for various perks you have. His face drops a little and he kind of looks really confused. But how that? But I don't understand. He looks genuinely heartbroken and confused.
The evidence is all around you, Sergeant. The ruins.
He walks straight past you for a minute and just steps out onto the ramp. Fuck, I didn't mean to move that. And god damn it, let me move the token. Oh, yeah, it's not moving the token. And he just looks out into the rubble of the street. But I remember it clear as day. It was the shelling. As a note, Violet, you see the ponies who were in the coffee shop fucking bolt.
I mean, if they don't want assistance, they don't want assistance. It's not my place to force it on them.
Oh yeah, they're just terrified and just don't want to be here. But I swear it was today I can... He sits on his haunches and just kind of looks out.
Sergeant?
Yes, ma'am?
How many times have you seen the sun? How many times has it been December? When was the last time the seasons changed?
He starts to sob. It ended?
Yeah. And now, everybody that lives is trying to scrape together a living, doing the best they can to survive. Welcome to the wasteland. Hell of a way to start it.
He just remains sat there, looking out, teary-eyed as he tries to piece together that you just shattered what his world was and what it now is. Glacier, you still AFK? do people want to take a break here, or do people want to continue on until the next section? He bites his lip for a minute. I've been having an idea, and I haven't fully thought it out, I must confess, but when we get to the circle, I don't want to sign up as a guard. I have another idea.
Oh, what do you want to do?
I want to speak to the regulators. They probably already have a bounty on my head anyway, and I want to work it off.
Well, better late than never. I look forward to... Go ahead, Sevens.
Sevens kind of leans in a little bit. We would be willing to stand on your behalf if you will tell us where the place you would take the slaves is.
Oh, it's a place... He kind of rubs his chin a minute as he thinks about it. I mean, Shackles was mostly our leader, we just kind of followed at her beck and heel, but it was... I want to say it was called Cynthia Mine? I think that was its name. Basically, it's on the way... It's not anywhere near her. Do you know where the big mount is? It's a big... when you were in Ashtown and when you were on your way here, you did see on your left a kind of large... Not mountain, but a large height. So you do know what he's talking about.
Sevens nods slowly.
There's a village not far from there. Basically, you have to go in towards the village, and you need to make your way to the mine from there. I would need a map, or I would need to take you there. He pauses for a minute. You know the old road where the caravans go when they're going towards, Philly?
She shakes her head.
Violet would not.
Yeah, so before you go to Ashtown, you come up on a crossroads. You need to go to the... Sorry, I'm just working it out in my head now. You need to go east on the crossroads where it takes you into the main highway. Basically, you just need to keep following that until you come to the town of... And let me make up a town name. It's a town called... Yeah, Coleshire works. So you come to a town called Coleshire. It's mostly a burned out ruin at this point. And then from there, it's a couple of miles to the west. It's not a one-day trip, it's going to take you a while. And I can't promise you that your friend was there, I never took her anyway.
But correct us if we are wrong. Excuse me, correct me if I am wrong. If one slaver town talks to the other, and they sell slaves, would it not make sense that if I went there I could find the place where she went to?
You would have better luck going to the stadium in this city itself where we set up slaver operations. I mean, they might just shoot you or enslave you on sight because you don't have a slaver license. But, that's probably where she got taken first.
You guys,
Yes, Glacier?
I'm gonna have to drop out for the night. I just feel really tired all of a sudden. Might have to do with me having woken up at like 6 this morning.
Okay, that's no problem.
It was fun. Catch you guys later.
No problem, get some sleep.
Violet, I think we will be fine since you know how to deal with this better than we do.
He turns and looks at you now. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to Baltimore, have you?
She shakes her
Violet. Oh, was that to Violet or Sevens?
To both of you.
Violet takes in a bit of a breath, apprehensively. Yes.
So you know about the stadium down by the waterfront, yes? You have never been there because that is slaver territory, and any caravan that goes there is asking for problems, unless you've got the license. You know of it, you just have never been. As well as that, you would have seen posters and whatnot around the city for a big Warbond event that would have been happening post to the war about a game, but you haven't seen anyone so far. Okay. Right. Okay, with Tom leaving, and yeah, okay, we'll work on that. See what I just said there, guys? That's gonna have to be changed a bit because I just got a DM from Adagio changing the alphabet, so I'm gonna work for him on that anyway. However, Fee's just said that she's had like 6 lightning strikes near her house, and she's worried the power's gonna go out. Tom.
And also with Glacier stepping
Yeah,
away, and I
getting
consider
to
Glacier one of our main cast members. I'd
Yeah.
rather.
I'm trying to get to that. And Tom just kind of wandering off, and Glacier obviously being sick or being too tired, whatever it is. I think it may be best if we call it here because Fee is going to lose her power potentially. Glacier's gone. Tom's wandered off.
It's flickered a couple times, but it stayed on, so I'm not necessarily super worried about it going out, but I am worried that we're going to get really into something, because we're into something deep now, and I'm worried we're going to get into something really deep, and then boom, everything, I'm going to be like, what the fuck just happened? And I'm going to look over and go, well, my computer's on, and that's it. Shit.
So, I know we started late, and I know people have wandered off, and it is what it is, but what we can do is we can try and run longer next week, I think. We'll try and see what we can do about that.
And the late start is my fault. I needed to get back on the streaming saddle after getting wrecked last
No,
week,
that's no problem.
and I
That's no
apologize.
That's perfectly okay, so it is.
It is what it is. I don't
Yeah.
think it's okay. It just is what it is.
You gotta deal with post-con depression just like everybody else does. Some of us bounce back a little faster than others.
Well, it's not just the post-con. It's a myriad of things stacked on each other. The sheer act of will of containing my own emotions for the sake of everyone else's getting through diplomacy on Monday and Tuesday. The shitty time I had at the airlines. Having to send Sophie home the week before going to this con, and this is the last con that most of my friends, whom I'm doing a large number of collaborations with now, but I don't get to see them very often, and they are effectively my family outside of Sophie. I'm not going to get to see them again until like April, because they all have because my wedding invitation took an extra day to get here. So I'm going to Ciderfest instead of going to the wedding. Thanks, Will. Grr.
Put it this way, nobody blames you because shit happens.